There are people in this world who rise because of opportunity, because of privilege, because the world lifts them. And then there are people who rise because they have no other choice, because life has pushed them so far into darkness that the only direction left is upward. And J.K. Rowling was one of them. Her story did not begin in a place of celebration or success. It began in the quiet corners of struggle. As a little girl in England, she escaped into stories because reality felt too small for her imagination. She wrote tales of wizards and adventures on scraps of paper, dreaming of worlds far more magical than her own. But as she grew older, life began to dim her spark. She lost her mother to illness when she was just 25, a heartbreak so deep she said it felt like a part of her soul had gone silent. Carrying her grief like a weight she couldn't drop, she moved to Portugal searching for a fresh start, but instead found herself in a marriage filled with pain and conflict. Eventually, with a baby in her arms and fear in her chest, she walked away, leaving behind the life she thought she would build. She returned to the UK with almost nothing, no partner, no job, no home, and no clear future. She was a single mother, living on welfare, struggling to afford food, heat, or even hope. There were moments when she sat alone in her cold apartment, staring at the ceiling, tears running down her face, wondering how her life had fallen apart so quickly. She battled depression so deep she described it as the absence of anything good. The world saw her as a failure, another mother on government support, another dreamer who never made it. But even in her darkest nights, one small spark refused to die, a story she had been imagining since her early 20s, about a lonely boy with messy hair, who lived under the stairs, who one day discovered that despite everything he suffered, he was powerful. Rowling clung to that spark as if it were the last piece of light she had. She would push her baby stroller through the rain to a small cafe, buy the cheapest cup of coffee she could afford, and write for hours while her daughter slept beside her. Every word she wrote was a fight against her circumstances, a rebellion against the destiny the world tried to give her. She poured her pain, her loneliness, her brokenness into her characters. Hogwarts became the home she never had. Her characters became the friends she wished she had. Magic became the hope she desperately needed. When she finally finished the manuscript, she sent it to publishers with trembling hands, and one by one they rejected her. Not once. Not twice. 12 times. Some said children wouldn't read it. Others said the book was too strange, too long, too risky. With each rejection, the world tried to pull her back into despair. But she refused to stop. She kept believing, not because she felt strong, but because she had nothing left to lose. She said, "Failure stripped away everything unnecessary. I was left with only my determination." And then finally, one small, modest publisher said yes. They printed 500 copies. Her life changed overnight. Children read her story and found hope. Adults read her story and found magic. Book after book, the world she created exploded into a phenomenon that touched millions. The single mother who once couldn't afford heat became one of the most influential authors on earth. But Rowling never forgot where she came from. She said, "Rock bottom became the foundation on which I rebuilt my life." Her story teaches us that success doesn't come from perfection, it comes from persistence. From the courage to keep going when every door closes. From the belief that even your darkest moments can become your greatest chapters. J.K. Rowling didn't just write a book, she rewrote her destiny. And she proved to every struggling soul that sometimes life buries you not to end you, but to plant you. And when you finally rise, the world will call it magic.